So Saturday 18th of July, Helston Park at Johnsonville, Prem Reserve game North, Johnsonville, pitch at Wagner referee.
Next year.
So I think, Patrick, if you were just 1 to 2 steps deeper for a start and then just flatten out, see how you got right in front of the D line then? Because you're wanting to get out of the road. If you're 1 to 2 metres deeper just for a start and wait until the ball's about to clear, and then you can pirouette or flatten out. It also helps you with your wider vision as well.
Go G, go G. Offside!
You know what he was going to do. I think he was going to get the ball. See how you're looking across the paddock all the time, Patrick? Even just this early in the game, you're all across field. You need to be looking up and down the paddock so you can see. You've got no idea what those north back line were doing then.
Help him! Nice, G.
So what's that arms out wide signal, Patrick? Don't know that one.
You haven't changed, I do.
Huh?
You haven't changed.
Well, because half the players never see it, so. So Patrick, I don't know why you stand in that position on a line out in that area. You can put yourself at it, make yourself very vulnerable.
From the side. Stay from the side. Nice, Tessie.
So if you're at the end of the line out, of that line out, Patrick, you could have hardly moved at all and just let everything go in front of you. Now you've ended up having to run around the front, all kinds of funny places. It's a good day, good nick, no wind. Sometimes you need to put yourself in a position that just makes the game easy for yourself. Yeah.
Good clean out. Give. Go, G. That's points.
And there you've run right round to the other side of the mall. If that ball became free, then you'd have to run all the way back this way again, and when you probably could have just watched it all staying on this side of the mall. He was giving me an intense workout with Brent Murray on the video on Monday night. So that would have been a perfect time to actually stay in the jockey, Patrick, but then you ran round and got right on the road, then you had to duck down, whereas if you just stayed in the jockey, you're a long way out from the goal line, no trouble getting caught at all, it would have been perfect. So here, Patrick, I'm going to be looking at your body orientation and your head and see whether you're looking at the Johnsonville backline. So already you could be, well, I mean the North's backline. Already you could be side on looking at the North's backline. Head down, head down, head down, turn your back to North's backline. You have, by doing that, you have no idea what that backline is doing in terms of being onside, offside. All you have to do is stand sideways, walk backwards with the ball sideways, and you're viewing the defensive backline the entire time.
Help him! Gee, with it.
So it's 2-0 arms so far.
I think it was could have well been no
Not releasing.
releasing and then dragged him along the ground in the touch.
Okay. So that time, Patrick, because you were getting close to the 5 metre zone from the goal line, getting in behind and being in front of the ball and then coming across like that, that's actually not a bad position to be in because they're attacking teams coming towards you. Another day in another position in the paddock, it's not quite so good. So that's the classic being too flat too soon, Patrick. I reckon the Johnsonville centre was up offside because you just had no vision of that because you were so flat into the back line.
Last race! Go B! Oh.
Just signal, and then it's like, I didn't have to say anything in the second half.
Patrick, you always seem to be very keen to run around to the other side of play. You can just stay on this side and end up not doing quite so much running. So I'm looking at, see, once again, you never looked at back lines at all, and all it takes is your body orientation, and you'll be able to do it. So there's no need for you to run all the way around and come to this side of the tackle ruck. You're just making yourself a hell of a lot more running, and it also does not give you a stable base from which to make decisions from. You could have stayed infield and seen that be nice and stable and ready to go whichever way play may have ensued from that tackle ruck. I think there, Patrick, that North's player took the tap about 3 metres to the side of the mark, which gave him a huge advantage on his running line. Need to make sure they tap on the mark or in a line directly behind it. See how you've come back round to this side? Like, why did you need to come round to this side of that tackle ruck? Just stay infield 95% of the time. So look where you're running. You're miles and miles away from play. See, look how you're backing back and looking across the paddock. You've got no idea what's going on behind your back, which is no good. You need to be side on, looking up and down the paddock, being able to have a look at the players.
This is where I'm sprinting. I don't want to look too far behind this one. Yeah. So that's nice, clear signalling. Yes, that looks good. That looked really good, Patrick. If you play that back, you'll see you ran right through the ruck again to the other side, to that far side, the tree side. No need to do that. If you just hold on the infield, then just let the player eventuate in front of you. So my preference there, Patrick, at those kicks is that you're a little bit more active in terms of running into the ball in line with the goalpost line and then running around. It just looks good. So it's the perception of a referee who is on the ball and can make any decision. So just try and be a bit more active. It's like some of the tries. I think with your pace, you could actually make yourself look good by being a lot closer to the person who scores the try. It just, once again, just looks good. Looks like a top-range referee who happens to be doing the game.
So there go. Get wider, wider, wider. Yes. So in actual fact, if you'd picked that gap for a start and just stood there, you could have seen that they were going to come in front of you and then just rolled round. So maybe you're finding that a little bit awkward already, but by giving yourself some more width at times, you'll actually find that it's quite an easy position to be in. So Patrick, this will be a classic one of looking like a good referee. The perception, again, perception. So I'm just going to watch to see what you do, whether you just walk across and wander across casually and have a glance, or do you actually look like you're actively managing the ball over the goalposts and by being in line with the goalpost. So if you want to consider going to a higher level, you need to be seen to be being more active. Active at the goal kicks, so you're getting a ball on line, ready to adjudicate on a post or a crossbar, but actually there, and then you can just roll around and run back out. Getting up closer to the guys who are scoring the tries just looks good. Perception. So that looked better. I could see you trying to work on being a bit squarer by looking at the goalpost hole area. And maybe it might have been a situation where you didn't actually need to run so close in over to that ruck maul, and you'd have had a lot more space to get back out again. So it's about trying to clearly identify where the ball is and what may happen. Who's at risk of losing the ball, and then putting yourself in a position to be able to see, but also to be in a good position to be able to scan back lines and get to the next phase. You see, I don't think you were in any position there to make a decision on that ball, whether that went one side of the post or the other. You just stayed standing still, and of course the TJs are going to put their flags up, particularly from the home side or from the team side. So yeah, I think you need to work on that. Try and stay on the infield side of things if you can. Only go to the other side if you absolutely have to. So here I'm saying to myself, why isn't Patrick at the back of the line out? 20 metres, 15, 17 metres infield. Nice and easy, let everything just evolve in front of him. But no, you're at the front and you're going to have to potentially run your butt off to get to anywhere. So that was a two-handed take, and look at that North's back line. You need to develop a process around a two-handed take, because that's a skill and it demands the space that it should create. So I like that positioning. You got out, you're a metre back, you're able to easily scan, and then when you saw the ball was going left, you went straight ahead and then across. That had all, if it developed, it was looking really good. turn, 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 turn. See, you haven't turned. Virtually head down the entire time. We don't have that signal in New Zealand, Patrick, because it's not in the law book, and every time you do it, you owe me a chocolate fish. Unless, of course, you can find it in the law book. Then I'll owe you a chocolate fish. Come on, side on, better, 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 better. But no need to run. See how you had to run back then? No need to run forward through that D line. You weren't going to be in the road. So you ran all the way around the front of that line out to get through to the Johnsonville side, where all you needed to do was just walk straight up the field, and you'd have done exactly the same thing with a lot less running. So you need to practice this by doing some visualization. Visualize yourself side on, visualize yourself talking side on, visualize moving back with the ball side on, moving out to create space if need be, or coming back around. At least there you got your head up and you look indicated to the first height, but now you're squared off again. Side on, because you're not looking at the back line outside you. So why are you standing away over there? You should be infield. Be infield every time. See how you're across, you're not looking at the North's back line. The last minute you turn around, you could have had the whole time, had your body orientation up and down the paddock and just saying still playing advantage, etc. Side on, Patrick, side on. So just have a look at your body positioning again at that tap kick. Did you know where the North's players were, how far back they were? Body orientation all the time. So Patrick, I don't know how awkward it is to keep running around with the arm out the whole time for the advantage. Just all you need to do is just call out. Still playing advantage. Offside 13. So then you can get your body orientation right and your vision right and not having to worry about your arms pointing the right way. And you can continue saying still playing advantage. And then you can still come back, no problem.